The Buccaneers Season 2 Episode 7's conclusion demonstrates that when you feel a little too joyful, something must go wrong. The final episode still needs to address two significant narrative points, the Guy and Paloma dilemma, which involves Nan, and the Lizzy and Theo situation. Richard's wake and Patti's legal battle with Tracy are the main topics of the 7th episode. In this episode, we finally get to see more of Nell, played by Leighton Meester. Ever since she appeared at the start of the second season, I have been itching to see her. For the first time in a very long time, we also get a peek of New York, unless you're also watching the Gilded Age, To be honest, there were several moments in this episode where I felt really irritated, but particularly when Tracy genuinely thought he was superior to all the women in his family. I won't get on a tirade, though, so let's get started with episode 7. How are Ginny and Conchita doing? Conchita's inability to look at Ginny following Richard's passing isn't because she holds her spouse accountable for his passing. Conchita needs her sister and friend, so I guess the true issue here is that Ginny is acting too much like a stranger by expecting her to grieve like a widow, which is the last thing she wants. Conchita lashes out at Ginny after she confronts her, but she later makes amends by returning with some beautiful pastries. The first season of the program, when the plot was pretty dismal but we were led to believe that these females could handle anything, is definitely what this episode seems more like. Additionally, the girls appear to be much happy and everything appear to return to normal after Conchita and Ginny reconcile. As normal as possible, that is. Since Conchita is so generous that she is prepared to care for her awful mother-in-law in exchange for Honoria's freedom, Honoria chooses to inform her mother that she is leaving for France. However, Mrs. Brightlingsea is a bad mother and chooses to disparage Honoria's goals even when she is thrilled about what she wants to do and live the life she has imagined for herself. At this point, Honoria informs her mother that she will surprise her, but the mother responds that it is not feasible. Honoria approaches Mabel without hesitation and gives her a kiss there, in front of the other girls as well as her mother. The fact that the girls are finally aware of them and appear pleased for her is gratifying. Conchita may have known what might have been happening, but Ginny must have been absolutely astonished. Honoria is undoubtedly destined for greatness, but I'm concerned that Conchita will find it difficult to care for the mother. In this sense, I don't think we can anticipate much from the last episode, but perhaps we will finally witness her transformation. However, this woman has never been kind, and old habits die hard. She's probably going to project her animosity toward Ginny as well. Ironically, she will simply have to remain silent in front of Conchita and Ginny, her bestie sisters-in-law. What takes place in court? Because Nell, Patti's sister, came clean about her affair in court and even told her husband about Tracy, Patti was ultimately able to obtain a divorce. Although it's quite endearing to see Arthur helping her get through such a trying time, Nell deserves to live a happy life, and she will. In the meantime, Nan and Patti make the decision to visit Ginny in England. Everything appears to be fine when they arrive. Patti appears ecstatic when she finally gets to see her grandson, but what about Nan? Sometime during the divorce trial, Guy travels to New York to help Nan, but after leaving Italy, he has missed a crucial detail. Like a married couple, they spend their time in New York holding hands and hugging in public, and no one seems to mind. Or so they believe. Actually, a lot of people have spotted them, and the last episode will undoubtedly highlight this. Moreover, Paloma arrives and presents herself to Nan as Guy's wife. Paloma is aware of Nan's identity and the entire tale, thus it appears that conflict is imminent. In addition, Nan recently learned that Lizzy is the lady Theo is seeing. Additionally, Theo has told his mother, who has returned to the castle, that he now thinks Lizzy is the love of his life. Yes, I'm curious to know Lizzy's opinion. Now that Nan isn't the only one who knows, Hector also has a suspicion. This is probably going to make headlines. The Lizzy scenario is probably going to take precedence over the Guy dilemma because Nan and Theo are married. I'm not sure what Nan will do, though. She must approve Lizzy and Theo, isn't that right? Furthermore, this is a work of fiction. However, once Guy told her that it was always her, I'm not sure how things will proceed with him. Each of these individuals has sacrificed something for the benefit of others. I have no idea how they will find the inner strength to change their own destiny. It must be really draining. Personally, I don't think Paloma will go without a fight, but what will Guy do in this case? The part that confuses me the most is this one. In your opinion, what will transpire in the season finale? Is Nan going to have a happy ending?